All right, everybody, welcome to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse, and today is September 15th, 2021. Don't forget, Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling. You can attend a free class, actually tomorrow night, this Thursday, by going to investorschooling.com. You can learn real estate investing, you can learn stock options trading, you can learn anything you want to know about money. That's what they teach. All right, just remember, if you like this show, don't forget to hit that share button. Hit the share button, share it with someone who will benefit, hit that like button, and let me know you enjoy the show. And of course, leave comments and get involved. You can leave comments on the YouTube channel, you can leave comments on the Facebook channel, you can leave comments on LinkedIn, and I will see all the comments while you're leaving them. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. On today's show, we're going to be discussing the market update. We're going to be talking about the vaccine booster questions. We're going to be talking about healthcare workers and vaccines. We're going to be talking also about the Bitcoin regulation or possible Bitcoin regulation. We're going to be talking about Governor Newsom. And of course, Robinhood's college tour. This one's interesting. The Robinhood college tour is very interesting. You guys will enjoy that, especially if you're investing in Robinhood. All right, let's get into it. So today, the Dow actually finished up about 237 points. And I'll tell you what, it was an interesting day because it started off slow. And then it rose, and it actually was hit at one point where it was up to about 300 points at one point. The S&P also rose, again, about 38 points, and the NASDAQ up about 124 points. Wow, that's pretty good, especially because what we've been seeing. Plus, you got to remember also, September's a tough month. And I don't know why September's a tough month. I have my own theory on why September's a tough month, and I will tell you why I believe it's a tough month. The reason I believe it's a tough month is because we're in what I call the dead zone. So there's a period between earnings. Earnings are 90 days apart. And there's a period between earnings, which is the 45-day point, which is right in the middle. And September falls right in the middle of the last earnings and coming up with the next earnings. And that's why I believe that we have a lull right now. And I also think that as September goes, September will start to end and the stocks will start to take off. And you'll start to do very well if you pick the right stocks. And we're going to talk about some stocks in a while, but if you pick the right stocks, it'll really be helpful for you, and this way you can make some money. Because I like making money. I don't know about you guys. All right, let's talk a little bit about some vaccine booster questions. And I want to talk about this because, look, some people are into the vaccine, some aren't, but it's important to understand that the FDA declined to take a stance on whether to back booster shots of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine, saying that regulators haven't verified all the available data. Look, of course, it's pretty obvious that they can't verify the data because they haven't been around long enough. The data hasn't been around long enough. It's nice to see that the FDA isn't just stepping in line. They're actually saying, hey, we actually have a job to do, and they might actually be doing it. And again, conspiracy theorists will say they won't, they aren't. I will say that they're rushing. Either way, it's just nice to know that they're actually stepping back a little bit. Overall, data indicates that current U.S. licensed or authorized COVID-19 vaccines still afford protection against severe COVID-19 disease and death in the United States, they wrote in a 23-page document. The staff report is meant to brief the FDA Vaccines and Related Biological Products Advisory Committee, which meets on Friday to review Pfizer's request to approve COVID booster doses for the general public. So what's going on, real simple, is Pfizer's going to the FDA and say, hey, listen, you approved our vaccine, now approve our booster. I'm not quite sure if, Pfizer might have some kind of, maybe financial benefit if FDA approves it? What do you think? Duh. The staff report is meant to brief the FDA's Vaccines and Related Biological Products Advisory Committee, which meets Friday to review Pfizer's request to approve the COVID vaccine to the general public. The staff said some of the observational studies have suggested declining efficiency of the Pfizer vaccine over time against symptomatic infection or against the Delta variant, which others have not. So they're saying some are saying they are, some are saying they aren't. So here's basically my thought on this. You mean studies can be wrong or misleading? No, that can never happen. How could a study be wrong or misleading? Hey, look, studies years ago said if you smoked a pack a day, you'd live longer. And studies now say if you smoke a pack a day, you're probably going to die. So I wonder which study is going to be correct. And as usual, we have to live by the politicians. We have to live by the the real money and who's making the most money and who's going to benefit from this, I kind of think Pfizer is going to benefit pretty well. All right, let's talk a little bit about healthcare workers and vaccines, because this is getting interesting. I'm going to tell you something. I have a healthcare worker friend of mine who, and again, this is coming from him, and and I'm saying it secondhand, so you believe what you want to believe, but he's saying that in his hospital that he works at, there are more stroke victims than he's ever seen before. And he has verified that all of the stroke victims, or not all of them, but most of the stroke victims have actually had the vaccine. Now, he's also being told to shut his mouth. And again, this is all hearsay. I'm not sitting here going, oh yeah, that's what he said, so you guys should believe that. You believe what you want. When I listen to that, and I see that I have a couple of people who work for our company that decided to get the vaccine on their own, and it's okay. We're not saying, our company isn't saying that you can't get the vaccine. We're just not making it mandatory. But we had a couple of people get the vaccine, and I have one employee who's been out for 3 days now, barely can get out of bed. He works for an hour and has to go back to bed, and that's how bad it is for him. Now, again, maybe that's good because he'll live longer. And I don't know. I'm not going to give you the pros and cons of the vaccine. I'm not a doctor. I'm going to tell you that I noticed certain things and other people have noticed them. So let's get back to the healthcare workers. A federal judge weakened New York State's mandate for medical workers to be vaccinated against COVID-19, which is a win for nurses and other staff who have lost their job elsewhere in the country over their refusal to get the shots. So if you remember, these guys were once the heroes. If you remember, they were the heroes of the vaccine, not the vaccine, of COVID, and they were working all day long, and they worked in the hospital, and some of them got COVID, some of them got COVID, and now they're saying, you can't work here anymore unless you get the vaccine. They didn't get COVID, or they did get COVID, it doesn't matter, but they don't want to get the vaccine. They're saying, hey, I was a hero a while ago, why are you not letting this happen? U.S. District Judge David Hurd on Tuesday issued the order to temporarily prevent New York Health Department from rejecting employer-approved religious exemptions to a vaccine mandate that takes effect September 27th. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I love to watch attorneys and how they work, and I thought this was brilliant. The order was a response to a petition from 17 medical personnel. They said New York's mandate violated their religious beliefs as Christians because the vaccines were tested, developed, or produced with fetal cell lines derived from procured abortions, according to the court papers filed. Now, that is brilliant. Now, look, all right. All right, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe in all this stuff. I also believe that, abortion isn't really a good idea. All right, I'm going to put it that way. I don't know if I'm not going to say I'm pro-choice. I'm going to say I'm pro-life, but at the same time, I'm also following what the rules are. However, when someone sits here and says, hey, we're going to not get this vaccine because of religious exemption, because it was done with aborted fetuses, I'm going to tell you that that's combination of, yes, good doctrine, and 2, brilliant lawyers. That is absolutely brilliant. I love the fact that the lawyer came up with that idea, and I can't wait to see how it goes, because that will be telling. All right, let's take a quick break, and we will come back in a couple of minutes.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from 2 Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
Welcome to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse, and I have to tell you, right before the break, we started talking about the vaccine booster questions and whether the FDA says that they should approve or not. But you know what? It's just amazing that the second we went to a commercial, across my desk came a headline that said, Moderna releases new data on COVID breakthrough cases and says it supports the need for booster shots. Let's see. I'm a pharmaceutical company, and if I put out an article that says we should get booster shots, I will make a lot of money. Wow. Again, we talked about how brilliant lawyers are. Let's talk about how brilliant marketing is. The company that's putting out the booster shot is saying, hey, you need to have a booster shot. Wow. I got to tell you, if you guys don't know what's really going on here, you really need to follow the money. Let's talk a little bit about, speaking of money, let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin regulation and what's going on. Ray Dalio, founder of the world's largest health fund in Bridgewater Associates, believes that regulators are ultimately going to take control of Bitcoin if the cryptocurrency gains mainstream success. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's really successful. They will kill it, or they will try to kill it. And I think they will kill it because they have ways of killing it. Dalio told Andrew Ross Sorkin Wednesday on NBC's Squawk Box at the Salk Conference in New York. U.S. regulators have stepped up their oversight of the volatile cryptocurrency space as the wild ride in the speculative market continues to grab attention. Now, here's the deal, right? So Bitcoin and all of the other cryptos are really doing something amazing. So there's something that these guys can't control right now. And if the government can't control it, then you're not allowed to do it. Because don't you know that you're supposed to be government controlled? That's the world now, right? So don't forget that the government wants to control this. But here you go. So they want to create a set of rules to protect investors through better regulation of the thousands of new digital assets and coins. They want to create a set of rules. What set of rules do they want to create? Do they want to create a set of rules that says, hey, if you make money, you're going to be taxed more? Of course, that's the rules they want to create. What they're trying to do is they're trying to use the guise of saying, hey, there are people that are buying Bitcoin at 60,000 and it goes down to 40 and they're so upset because it actually went down, and the guy who told me to get into Bitcoin on that YouTube video said it was going to go to 100. That's what they want to protect people for? Are you kidding me? Stop it. You're an investor. You can lose money, you can make money. Hey, can the regulators come in and give me all the money back I made on all the stocks I lost this year? Come on now, really? All right, that's what's going on with Bitcoin and Bitcoin's, disaster. All right, here we go. Did any of you actually think that Governor Useless was going to get unseated? I mean, come on. Really? First of all, we already saw what voting is. By the way, just so you know, I'm never going to vote again. How could you ever vote again knowing that your vote doesn't even count? It's useless to vote. You don't get rid of people by voting anymore. Voting used to be this thing that you walked into a room and there were booths, and you got into the booth and you closed the curtain behind you and you pushed buttons and you decided who you were going to vote. Sometimes there were levers, sometimes there were electric buttons, and I kind of like, a little bit of untrust there, a little bit. Now you walk into a voting place and it looks like a third world country. You've got this little paper frame around you, and you're handed a piece of paper. You're actually handed a piece of paper, and you got to put check mark on the piece of paper. What? We got phones, we got computers, and these guys are telling us to vote with a piece of paper, and then they're wondering why you can't unseat Governor Useless? Seriously? Oh my goodness. He obviously defeated it. He defeated the recall effort by Republicans, right? And fueled by frustrations over his handling of COVID-19 pandemic. He closed the entire state. Oh, man. 62% of the state's precincts partially reporting 65.9% of California voters chose to keep the Democrat in office, and 34.1% opted to remove him. Now, I have to tell you that even if there was no cheating, there obviously was, but even if there was no cheating, all this means is that most of the Republicans have left. They said, we've had it with California, so we're going to leave you with your problems. See ya. Remember when Arnold Schwarzenegger was governor of California? That was one of the greatest times ever in California, and they've destroyed it. Speaking of Sacramento, shortly after the race was called Tuesday night, Mr. Useless called the special elections result a victory for his pandemic policies, which he frequently touted the closing weeks of the campaign. By the way, you should know that Larry Elder received most of the votes in the attempt to unseat the dictator. Mr. Elder conceded defeat in an address to support in Costa Mesa on Tuesday night. And you also need to understand that if you live in California right now, I feel really sorry for you because he is about to punish you. Newsom is going to punish you. He is going to go back to mask mandates and he's going to say, see, I was right, na, 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 na. You got to wear your mask. You got to get your vaccine. And if you don't, you're not going to be in California anymore. Oh, my goodness. How they actually get away with this, I'll never get it. All right, we recognize we lost the battle, but we are certainly going to win the war, said Elder. We are forcing them. We are forcing them to pay attention to things they never paid attention to, Larry said. And Elder said that he was coy about whether he would run again in the regular election for governor next year, and he told his supporters to stay tuned. I think Larry Elder would be an interesting governor. I find these personalities like Larry Elder and Trump to be amazing. They're just sometimes, so Trump, his personality was his biggest problem, but also his biggest asset. Trump made promises, he kept them. Larry Elder will make promises, he'll keep them. If nothing else, he'll be entertaining. You got this guy Newsom who looks like a used car salesman, and he's stealing money from old ladies is what he looks like, and that's the kind of guy that we have now. So Larry Elder to me would be fun. I think it would be an awesome governor. I think we might actually have, if California can actually go back to the way it was, if a guy like Larry Elder takes over. If not, maybe Schwarzenegger will come back. Who knows? Hey, listen, guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on with our contest, our contest for the Winfield's car contest. The Winfield's car contest, actually, the voting started today. So you still have time to enter. So if you want to enter and you want to learn about this contest and you want to get this car, you can. We're going to play this right now. Go to winfieldscar.com and you can find out more after this.
Hey, if you were listening to Investor Schooling Live today, I'm Phil Falcone, and I made the decision today on air that I'm going to be giving away this car. You want to take a look at it? Let's do it. How would you like to pop your top without ever getting out of the car? Huh? It's pretty cool. You can do it at a red light. You can do it when you see it rainy. You can actually even do it when you're driving, as long as you don't go maybe faster than 10 miles an hour. So I am giving away this car. Why? Is it because I'm crazy? Is it because I'm rich? Is it because of both? Take your pick. I don't care. Let me tell you about the car. We're going to have a contest. We're looking for real estate investors to go to our website and give us a real estate tip. And you can have people that you know vote on the site about which real estate tip is the most quality, most valuable to them. So let's just say that our contest is going to be looking for quality real estate tips and for votes. So you need to get your friends, your family, people who care about you, and real estate investors who are willing to go on the site and vote for it. And I will give you this car.
Welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, and so far we've been discussing the booster vaccine questions, whether the FDA wants to approve them or not. We've also been talking about the fact that Moderna says you should have them. I wonder why. Oh yeah, that's because they make a lot of money if you get one. We also talked about healthcare workers and their vaccines and how they don't want to have them, and they're fighting it, and they're doing a really good job. Was impressed by that. We talked a little bit about Bitcoin regulation, and it's funny because somebody had reminded me on Facebook that, guess what? On your IRS return, there's actually a question now that asks you if you have Bitcoin or traded Bitcoin. Very interesting that they're already starting. So we also talked about Governor Useless in California not being recalled. And finally, let's talk a little bit about Robinhood stock. Now, I like Robinhood stock, and I've talked about Robinhood stock before, and they're doing something really interesting. I actually find this fascinating. I think this is brilliant, and I even want to call the people at Robinhood stock and see if I can help them with this. That's how much I thought this was great. Robinhood stock is literally going on a college tour. The app criticized for gamifying trading is kicking off a nationwide push to court students, including a shot at a $20,000 prize. Boy, they probably shouldn't have used the word shot in that, huh? Anyway, at a $20,000 prize. The go-to trading app for young investors wants its user base to get even younger. So basically what they're doing right now is they're saying, hey, listen, these guys are using the app. Let's go to colleges and teach more people about how to invest in the stock market. Or really how to download the app. But anyway, that's fine. The digital brokerage is kicking off a national-wide marketing campaign this Wednesday that is designed to turn more college students into Robinhood customers. Robinhood will give the customers or the students who sign up for a brokerage account using their school email address $15 to trade and enter them into a $20,000 giveaway. Robinhood executives will tour campuses of community colleges and historically black colleges and universities this fall. Anyway, Aparna Chandraparaganagar, or whatever the heck his name is, Robinhood's product chief, said that the marketing push is a continuation of Robinhood's long-term mission to make investing accessible to people who hadn't historically participated in the market. The campaign, she said, is about meeting the next generation where they are and communicating that by starting young, college students can enjoy the benefits of compound returns over decades. Now, I'm going to tell you that it's not compound returns, and it should not be that they're investing all their money in Robinhood or in the stock market. However, I mean, at Investor Schooling, we're teaching stuff like this all the time. I think it's brilliant that these people are going to become investors, but they need to understand that that's not how everything works. They need to understand it's only a small portion of their money that they should be putting in there. Either way, I'm a buyer of the stock, and I think it has great potential. However, this may change the future of investing, and it may be better, and it may be worse. I'd keep watching it because I think it's going to be pretty wild what's going to happen after a while with this. All right, let's talk a little bit about the wrap-up. I told you yesterday opportunity was coming, and it's around the corner. If you get in soon, look for the opportunities as we approach earnings seasons. I've said that Twitter's a great play. Twitter popped a little bit up today. It popped about 1.5. Apple also popped a bit today. I like that. Robinhood, I'm telling you, Robinhood is a stock. Buy it. In fact, the options on Robinhood have come down in price. I think that makes them a good play. I'm going to go back and tell you RCL, CCL, AAL are still on top of my list. They're just moving slower than I expected them to. But I thought by now AAL would be at 22 and CCL would be at 25. Neither one of those happened, but it's coming. It's definitely coming. Gold and silver are a pain in my butt right now, but they're also buying opportunities. I also tell people buy gold, buy silver, keep it, have it. Have fun with it. All right. Thank you again for watching Money Chat Now. Don't forget to hit the share button. Don't forget the like button. Don't forget to tell everybody that I'm on the air every day wearing this cool jacket. Come on now. Hit the like button. Go to YouTube channel, subscribe, and don't forget to like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. From time to time, I own some of the assets and options discussed in this show. The opinions discussed on this show are solely mine, and no one has asked me to discuss them. Thank you again for watching Money Chat Now, and we look forward to your continued support. We will see you tomorrow, 4:03.